White cake with white frosting and rainbow confetti sprinkles. It was the cake that my mother made me for my birthday that year. She would always make me a cake to take to school to share with the class on my birthday. It was early in the morning, before 8 o'clock, because that was when school started. I was in the first grade, around 4 or 5 years old. We were getting ready to go to school when my parents started arguing about something. I can't remember what they would argue about, I just remember them arguing a lot, like every day. They started off arguing in the living room, and eventually they ended up in the front hall where I was holding the cake. I don't remember who grabbed the first fistful of cake, but at some point the argument just turned into a fish/food fight. I tried screaming, but it seemed like I wasn't there. I was crying because when you're that young and you see people you love screaming and hitting each other, you get scared. They just kept arguing and screaming at each other and throwing cake. By the time they finished, I was late for school and I had lost my birthday cake to another one of my parents' arguments. It wasn't always like that though. In the beginning, we used to go to a carnival literally every weekend. It was me, my brother, my sister, my mom, and my dad. We would always go somewhere on the weekends. Like we would go fishing or go to lake compounds, or if it was raining, we would go to the movies. We used to be a happy family, but when I was 2, my mom sent my brother to live with his dad because my dad punched him in the face and gave him a bloody nose. And when I was 4, my dad kicked my mom out of the house. After my mom was gone, my dad started hitting and yelling at me. He was always either yelling at me or hitting me, always. He hit me across the knees with the broom one time in 6th grade because I accidentally hit my sister with it. When he'd yell at me, he'd call me pretty much every name in the book, and I called him a few too. In 11 years, we've gone through 8 years of family counseling and therapy sessions. I've run away from home, been put on probation, fought and disobeyed my father, and have let down my mother, the person who matters the most to me. In late May, I was put on probation for 3 months, and on June 6th, I was referred to a program called CARE, the Center for Assessment, Respite, and Enrichment. CARE is a live-in, girls-only program for girls on probation who the court believes deserve a second chance. In CARE, they teach you communication skills like stuff to help you out with your family, etc. Like when you're mad, they tell you to slow down, orient, and self-check yourself. After CARE, me and my dad stopped arguing, and we get along a lot better now. My dad and I still disagree once in a while, but we get over it pretty easy. My mom doesn't live with us, but I still talk to her every day. And even though I haven't always been around for my family, I just want them to know I love them with all my heart, and I'm sorry for what I've done in the past. A couple months ago, I turned 16. My mom made me a vanilla cake with rainbow sprinkles and yellow and white frosting. I got to eat this one. Not everything is the way I want it to be, but it's a start.